Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us his truth. And salutations to the sincere Akim and Aqua that may listen. My name is Brother Okwai, back in here with another video. And today, just want to be going and touching on this topic on the whole Roe v. Wade situation, So this is an article I wanted to bring out, and it's really been a hot button issue in the U.S. at the moment, right? So this is a pretty long article, but I can always leave the description in leave the link in the description box below, and so I'm just gonna read it out just a little bit and bring in a couple of scriptures and some stats as well. Okay, so the Supreme Court has ruled there is a constitutional right to abortion in the United States, appending the landmark Roe v. Wade case for nearly 50 years ago in a rare reversal of a long settled law that will fracture reproductive rights in America. Joe Biden called the ruling a tragic error, and Republicans celebrating it wrong, extreme, and out of touch, right? Because you're killing a life, right? The court, the president said, has pointed America down an extreme and dangerous path, sounding the alarm for concurring opinion by conservative Judge Clarence Thomas. Biden said key rights, including same-sex marriage and access to contraception, could now be targeted by the right-wing court. So this is something that the Justice Clarence Thomas said. He explicitly called to reconsider the right of marriage equality. This is an extreme and dangerous path the court has taken us on. So they have overruled this. So they are trying to ban this at the moment, right? So we hold that Roe and Casey must be overruled is the majority opinion, written by Samuel Alito and joined by 4 other conservatives, referring to a 1992 ruling which buttressed Roe. The Constitution makes no reference to abortion, and such right is implicitly protected by constitutional provision. Right? So, just gonna scroll down just a little bit of the article. It's kind of long, actually. Actually, let's just play a clip, hear what people are saying. Ads. Man, okay, so clearly from the video, you can clearly see that, a lot of these women want, the right to have an abortion and, protect their bodies and all that stuff, without considering what they're actually doing, right? And, this decision that they're doing is taking a jab at their freedoms, because we live in a kingdom where there is a plethora, unbelievable amount of freedoms has been bestowed upon to women, and this is just taking a jab at it, right? So, hey man, this is interesting. Let's just go further down. Here's a little some stats. So, at least one economist has estimated such bans could result in 60,000 births per year among women unable to obtain an abortion, affecting 41% of women of reproductive age and hitting um, young, poor, black, and brown women and people who have already have children the hardest. So it's so this decision, is going to be forcing a lot of women to be accountable for their actions, right? Because if there's anything in this society, it pushes the idea that they can sleep with multiple women and all that. Sorry, Slakia, sleep with multiple partners, multiple men, right? This society and feminist movements have encouraged this, right? Have encouraged a lot of bad behavior in women, right? And it has caused like a plethora of problems, such as breakdowns of families and child support, alimony, and family courts, high divorce rates, and it just completely decimates Israelite family communities, right? So um, I have another. Let's see. Let's see. I know I have another. Okay, here's some more stats. So it says in America today, the average black woman is 5 times more likely to have an abortion than the average white woman. Part of this disparity owes to the fact that statistically black women get more pregnant more frequently than white women. But even if we control for pregnancy, black babies are still more than 3.5 times more likely to be aborted than their white counterparts, right? So it's mostly Jake that's being affected by this, but it's taking a lot of their freedoms and pushing them to be a bit more accountable for their actions, right? So because in this society it encourages a lot of like bad behavior in women, right? And now they're feeling the pinch. And basically, this is not even much of a distressful issue, right? Let's get a scripture on this. Let's see. So this is Isaiah 32:9, and it reads, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech." Right? Because you're living in a kingdom that, you have it all laid out for you. It incentivizes single motherhood. It incentivizes bad behavior and, pushing that spirit of having your career and neglecting your duties as homemakers and housewives, and, learning how to take care of your husbands at home, right? So that spirit is completely gone, right? You have it easy. They push this spirit of sexual liberation and sleeping with multiple partners because, in their words, they say because the men are doing it. However, just because men can do that, but women cannot do that. The rules are not made for us because we're not the same, right? And we're going to get that next. Verse 10, "Many days and years ye shall be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come." Verse 11, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease. be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare. So that all this, what's going on, in the world, like in the U.S. and in different countries right now, what's going on right now, it's making them troubled because they feel like they've lost what they work so hard for, right? It's taking them out of that that position of ease and making them uncomfortable, right? And make you bare and gird sackcloth upon your loins, right? So this is taking them out of a comfortable position that society has put them in, right? Because it's just giving them a plethora of freedom and liberation, right? So going back to the point of the philosophies, let's see, because they push that philosophy heavy in this society, and it brainwashes women as well, thinking that we're the same, and we're actually not the same. The rules are not set up for us. Let's see. I think that's Second Corinthians 11:4. No, it's not Second Corinthians. The head. Okay, it's First Corinthians. Lakia. Okay, so this is just to cut this idea that men and women are, because in this society, for example, they teach you that men and women are the same. When you get into a marriage, it's a partnership, it's a business, and all that nonsense. This is First Corinthians 11:3. But I have you know that the head of every man is a Mashiach, and the head of every woman is the man. So there is an order, right? And the head of a Mashiach is the Most High Yahweh, right? So so there's an order to things. That's how the Most High created us. So you have the Most High Yahweh on top, and then you have his son Yahweh Shai, and then below Yahweh Shai you have man, and then below the man is the woman, and then below the woman is the children. That's how the Most High designed us, right? So this cuts this idea that we're designed the same and the rules are written the same for us. No, it's not. A man is able to have multiple partners, have multiple wives, but a woman is not supposed to have multiple husbands or multiple suitors, right? Anyways, so this whole abortion thing, I know that this Planned Parenthood was also, it's a crafty council that was designed by this racist woman named Margaret Sanger. Let's see, Margaret. She was the founder of this whole Planned Parenthood, which was responsible for killing lots of Jake Israelite babies. Okay, so for those identifying historical figures with racist roots should be removed from public view because of the evil histories of Planned Parenthood founder Margaret Sanger. In promoting birth control, she advanced a controversial Negro project, wrote in her autobiography about speaking to a Ku Klux Klan group that and advocated for a eugenics approach to breeding for the gradual suppression, elimination, and eventual extinction of defective stocks, those human weeds which threaten the blooming of the finest flowers of American civilization. So she's a racist that doesn't like us, that doesn't like us, Jake, right? I'll have to look that up. So this is all part of like that crafty council that they try to implement, but they disguise it and make it look nice to make it seem like it's supposed to help our people, but it's actually destroying our people because it's killing multiple babies, right? Specifically Israelite babies. Most. Okay, this is where it gets interesting. In 1939, letter to Dr. C.J. Gamble, Sanger urged him to get over his reluctance to hire a full-time Negro physician, as the colored Negroes can get closer to their own members and more or less lay their cards on the table, which means their ignorance, superstition, and doubt. Like the abortion lobby today, Sanger urged Dr. Gamble to enlist the help of spiritual leaders to justify the deadly work writing. So, this is a quote. We do not want word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population, and minister is the man who can straighten out the idea if it ever occurs to any of their more rebellious members. Oh my goodness. So they just want to eradicate us, man. Let's see. And the spirit of racism continues today, as more than 300 former and current employees of Planned Parenthood said recently in an open letter noting a toxic environment. Planned Parenthood was founded by a racist white woman. This is the part of the history that cannot be changed. They observed and writing that the pattern of systemic racism, pay inequity, and lack of upward mobility for black staff. So this is a whole institution that is just designed to just, get rid of us and destroy us, right? This is also another interesting article here. Oh, below here, though, it just says below here. Let me just read this last part, then I bring on the last scripture. Though they are only 13% of the female population, African Americans, so-called, made up 38% of all abortions tracked in 2016. So it's mostly our people that are being destroyed by this destructive organization. Anyways, what I could do is just put this link in the description, and then you brothers can, if your sisters can, read through it as well. It actually gives a lot of information on all these institutions that try to destroy us, and this is part of that crafty counsel that it speaks about in Psalms. So let's get that, and then we can just close out. Let's see. Okay, so this is Psalms 83:2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they hate thee, have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance, right? So they're trying to destroy us through these crafty counsel. And one of the examples of this is this Planned Parenthood that is completely affecting our people, right? And then, below here, it lists the enemies, right? So the tabernacles of Edom, so, the so-called white people, right? The Ishmaelites, Moab, and the Hagarenes. And then it goes on further to list all the enemies below. But yeah, so this is part of that crafty counsel. That's just the intent. It's just wicked intent that's trying to destroy our people. But they dress it up in a way to make it sound like they want to help our people, but it's actually to our people's downfall, right? That the name of Israel may not be no more in remembrance. But anyways, I'm gonna end it there. Hopefully you brothers and sisters were edified. Until next time, I like to say Shalom, Kal Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakadash. Shalom till next time. Stay strong.